Hey everybody, what's up? Lukey Solo here from Class Clown Productions, and today I have kind of interesting items just to show you guys and kind of discuss. And it's something that I've never actually heard of before now, and that is Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z comic books. Um, of course, the original manga for Dragon Ball is just one thing. Dragon Ball Z is its own um, one story really. They split it up with the anime, but I found this big stack here. I'll kind of lift them up for you guys to see. This big stack of Dragon Ball comics not too long ago from my local comic book shop, and I just thought they were kind of interesting pieces. As you can see, they're about the same size as just a normal comic book, and so I was really curious if they were just the manga or what exactly they were. And so, sure enough, went ahead and opened them up, and they're just the manga, just black and white. Of course, the original run with Akira Toriyama. Every once in a while, he'd have kind of like a colored issue, um, stuff like that, when it was running in V Jump originally. But all of these are just all black and white, so there's that. I'm not too sure exactly how long they ran. I'm assuming that they ran simultaneously, the Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, in this comic book form, solely because both of these were released in 1998, I think they say. So they would have had to have just been releasing them, simultaneously. And also, I don't know exactly how long they went. I haven't actually seen any other issues of these. So if any of you guys have any information on them, go ahead and drop a comment down there in the comment section. And today I was just gonna kind of look through them with you guys, kind of show them off to you guys. Starting off with the artwork. Now the artwork, I'm not exactly sure. A lot of these covers look extremely familiar, so I assume that most of these, if not all of them, were actually drawn by Akira Toriyama. But for the as for who colored them in, I've got no clue. It doesn't actually give you too much information in here. I was looking through them before. All it says is story and art by Akira Toriyama, and that's it. That's all she wrote. But starting off with this. Oh, and another interesting fact is with these, instead of going issue 1, issue 2, issue 3, they do issue 1 and then issue 1 part 2 and keep going from there, which I thought was very strange. Also, I noticed this one is labeled as issue 1 part 2, but this one is like all the way later when Krillin arrives. Actually, is what this issue is, and this is issue 2, which is when Goku sees Bulma taking a bath, which is quite a bit earlier in the series. Also, each one of these has, I believe it's two of the volumes, or sorry, not volumes, two of the manga chapters in it, just to kind of make them a little bit fatter for the comic format. And there's no advertisements in here really until the end, which right here, twice a month, Dragon Ball Z says on here. And then on the other side, what is it? Ranma Half? I'm not too sure what that is. Some of you other manga and anime people may recognize this, but I'm not too sure. But it's just advertising again for Viz, which again, these are actually from Viz. They're called the Viz Select Comics. I don't know if these came out before Viz started doing Shonen Jump, or before the volumes or anything like that came out. But yeah, again, I'll just go ahead and show these off for you guys. So first off is, going out of order here. First off is the one I was showing you guys before. This is just a beautiful cover. Of course, is a very iconic cover for Dragon Ball. This was in Dragon Ball Volume 1 in the Viz collection, I guess you could say. It wasn't in the Viz Big or the 3-in-1s or anything like that. Just the original ones that they were releasing that had, I think it went up to when Goku fights Boss Rabbit, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I read those. I usually read either my Viz Big or Viz 3-in-1s. So moving on, we've got this cover, which is Dragon Ball Volume 2 Part 2, shows Goku and Krillin and Master Roshi riding the baby Gamera, but strangely enough, Krillin's not even in this issue. Again, he doesn't come in till, well, what's apparently Volume 1 Part 2. I'd say it would probably be around Volume 7, even though this one's 1 and it has this exact same icon and it's actually 1. But yeah, so, and I noticed that a lot of these don't actually, what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of these covers don't actually correlate with what's going on in here. I'm thinking Viz was just like, they're kids. They'll see the covers, think they're cool, and just throw it on there. So moving forward, we got this one again, a very classic cover. I believe this one was also reused for, I think it was Volume 1 of Viz's Viz Big Dragon Ball collection. So there's that. Of course, the one I've been talking about for forever, Volume 1 Part 2. Again, I don't know what volume it's actually supposed to be. It says 1, but it's further down the road than that. And then we have one of my all-time favorite covers, really. Again, this is one that's been recycled. I know I've seen it somewhere else. I don't know if I've seen it colored in, though. I know that this was one of the ones that Akira Toriyama had originally drawn during the initial V-Jump era. And that's this one right here. Part 11. I can't remember where this one picks up, but I believe it's at the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai. And that's all that I have of Dragon Ball. I don't know if that's all that they made of Dragon Ball, because again, I don't know exactly how long these have been going on. I've looked for them online, and I keep getting just different manga volumes instead of these comics. I don't know how rare they are or anything like that, but I have some Dragon Ball Z ones. Again, I know that in Japan it was originally just one series, but they split them up here. I'm assuming to kind of advertise for the TV show. So we have first and foremost Dragon Ball Z issue number 1. Again, this is a classic Akira Toriyama cover. Looks really nice, and I got a sticker on there, but you guys have probably seen this cover before. Next up is Dragon Ball Z Volume 1 Part 2. Now this one is particularly interesting. It shows, as you guys can probably see, kind of a Christmas picture. All the Dragon Ball Z characters, all the main cast at least, is dressed up like Santa Claus. Just an interesting piece, but the story has absolutely nothing to do with that. In fact, this one's kind of odd too, because this one is 1 Part 2, but this is talking all the way, or this has right when Piccolo is about ready to face Nappa. So it's kind of interesting again that they're kind of went out of order, I guess. Even though this one, again, you guys can be my witnesses. The ones on here and here are exactly the same. That I do not believe that's a 7, or at least it doesn't look like one. Or Viz, if you're watching this, anybody from Viz, you need to make your 7s not look like 1s, I guess. But yeah, so as I was saying regarding this one, it has absolutely nothing to do with Christmas. I don't even think it was actually published, or not published, but released in December, as far as I know. So it's just kind of interesting. Moving forward, issue number 2. Another great cover, issue number 3. Probably actually one of my favorite covers of this whole Dragon Ball Z set. Um, Volume 3, Part 2 is that one, another classic one. Now this one, oh, there it is, Dragon Ball Z issue number 4. This one, another great cover, another one that Akira Toriyama made, with Goku dressed up as the Chinese warrior Sun Wukong, I believe is what he's supposed to look like. Moving forward, this one is a very interesting cover, I think, but it's Dragon Ball Z Volume 4, or sorry, Issue 4, Part 2, and it shows, as you can tell, Goku riding a dinosaur. Just a great cover. And this one's one of the ones I'm not too sure if Akira Toriyama had drawn it. I'm pretty sure that all the other ones are, so he probably did, but I don't recognize it just off of sight. I guess I'd have to look that one up. And then finally, oh yeah, here we go. Sorry, this one is issue 7, part 2, and as you can obviously tell, those that's a 7 and that one's a 1, so definitely not part 7. I don't know what part it was supposed to be then, but it's not not part 7. And this one, as I'm a huge comic book fan, and in classic comic book fashion, it says right up here in this little yellow bubble, "Is this the death of Piccolo?" Great stuff. And by the way, spoiler alert, it was when Nappa killed him. So yeah, again, spoiler alert for that if you haven't already seen the series. And now, now that we've looked at the covers, before we go, I was also going to show you guys some of the backs of these, which is kind of interesting, and I think that this kind of helps place where these were, and that is, alright, first and foremost, this one right here, Dragon Ball Z, the Namek Saga continues. It's advertising some of the VHS tapes, and one of the interesting things is, I'm not sure if you can see down on here, but the Funimation logo is nowhere to be seen on here. Excuse me. I don't even think, yeah, right here, right on this top corner right here, there's the Pioneer logo. So I'm assuming that this is when Ocean Studios was still dubbing them, and so that's just interesting. Again, this is kind of just an interesting piece. I'm assuming this was just kind of trying to capitalize on the popularity that they had in between when they were switching from the Ocean Studios to the Funimation in-house cast for the dub. And now this one right here, I've never heard of this anime. It's another Pioneer anime called Tenchi. Never heard of it, but again, if you got any anime fans, you may have heard of it. And then finally we have this one right here, which is an advertisement for Dragon Ball Z, the movie, The World's Strongest, which is, of course, the second Dragon Ball Z movie, my personal favorite, so I thought it was pretty cool to see this. This one, however, does have the Funimation logo down here in this corner, but also the Pioneer. So again, I'm pretty sure that this is when Pioneer was dubbing the movies with the Ocean cast. And I just think it's really interesting. Not shown on TV, no pay-per-view. You can also probably kind of see just how expensive this was to order. VHS dubbed, so dubbed on VHS, was $20 with shipping and handling. The VHS subtitled, now this one I thought was interesting, VHS subtitled was $25. You'd almost think that the dubbed one would cost less for them to release, so it would be less. And then going on down for the DVD, whopping $30. Keep in mind, this was in 1998 is when this ad was published. So I didn't even know that they had DVD players back then. But I guess if you lived in the future or were from the future at this point in time, you could have gotten that for $30. And then Laserdisc, also $30. Says approximately 60 minutes running time, so well, that would be about 50 cents a minute if you were to go with the DVD or Laserdisc route. But anyways, I hope that you guys thought that these were as interesting as I did. I definitely think that they're an interesting and overlooked part of Dragon Ball history. I certainly didn't know about them until I stumbled upon them in one of my local comic book shops. So anyways, hope you guys have a good rest of the day. Thank you guys for watching. Soon here I'll have a video up with me and one of my good friends, Executioner Joe. You can find his channel at Joe's Horror Vlog with a V. So make sure to check out his videos. He's got good content. But anyways, him and I have a video that's going to be coming up here soon of us trying out Crystal Pepsi. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.